Hey everybody, Nate Eaton here at CrimeCon. I'm backstage with Jon Ramsey, the father of JonBenet Ramsey. John, I remember as a child hearing about this case. Your daughter was on the cover of People magazine. It was everywhere. How many years has it been since her death?
It's been 25. Yeah.
Does it feel like 25?
No.
Meaning it's gone faster, shorter?
No. It's still a real event. And you think, gosh, that was 25 years ago, which it's hard to imagine that much time's gone by. But it's still part of our lives. It's still real. And we miss her terribly. But no, it's hard to believe. But at my age, sometimes you look back and you think 1980. That was just yesterday. No, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. And so JonBenet was born in 1980?
No, she was born in 1990.
1990, okay. And we're here at CrimeCon in Las Vegas, and you are here because you want this case solved.
Yes. One of the problems we have in this country, I believe, is that we have 18,000 police jurisdictions. Each one's an independent agency. And in most cases, if a crime happens in that jurisdiction, it's their responsibility, and they have the full authority over that case. People cannot come in and help unless they're invited. And that's the problem we had in Boulder. They had never investigated a homicide. And I understand that. It's a small town. They don't have homicides, thankfully. But they refused to help people that offered it, that did know what they were doing, had lots of experience, and that's a tragedy. And somehow we got to fix that. I would love to see the murder of a child in this country be a federal offense so that we could bring the full might of our resources to bear on that kind of a tragedy. And we can if the local jurisdiction asks for help. But if they don't ask for it or invite people in, they can't come in.
Now, in the beginning, didn't they kind of point the finger at you for a time?
Yeah, that almost immediately.
Which is common in cases where it's the family members or those closest.
We understood that as one of the detectives said, well, you were in the house. It's like, yeah, that's where we were supposed to be. And it was a shocking moment, but we understood. And we said, don't find, you can go through everything of ours, but don't stop there, please.
So what do you think happened to your daughter?
Well, I think someone came in the house when we were gone. We'd gone out for dinner to some friends with the kids. They were in the house, is my suspicion, when we got home, and they waited until we went to bed and were asleep. A very similar event happened about 9 months later around the corner from us. Fortunately, the parents heard a noise, found this intruder in their child's bedroom, and he escaped. And they knew he had been in the house when they got home, because when they got home, it's a very similar situation, they set the burglar alarm. So he was in the house when they got home.
You think it was the same guy?
Don't know. A very similar circumstance. The police discounted as well because the second event, the child wasn't murdered. Come on.
Yeah. Do you think the case will be solved?
Someday.
In your lifetime?
I don't know about my lifetime. I really don't. It's getting shorter, that horizon. But, we've been told by the really experienced people that worked on this case, it's a DNA case. DNA will solve it eventually, if it's utilized properly. And that's one of the reasons we're here, is to advocate that the police test items from the crime scene that were never tested for DNA. And why they don't, I don't know. But we got to bring public pressure on them to do that.
And you see all the time now, DNA is solving cases 20, 30, 40 years old.
It's amazing, this whole familial DNA tracking, which is not easy, I'm sure, but it's yielded some amazing results. And what's really interesting to me is that the killer was not on anybody's radar, like the Golden State Killer.
Sure.
Former cop, never was on anybody's radar as a suspect.
Yeah.
And yet, boom, there he is. And that's in all of these cold cases, that's what's happened.
It is. It is.
So you got to use that capability, and if you're not willing to do it, that's tragic.
I hope you're back at CrimeCon next year talking about how it's been solved.
I would.
And we'll do a follow-up interview.
I would love that.
And or maybe the year after. Thank you, John Ramsey.
Thank you,
nice
Nate.
chatting with
Good,
you.
Thank you. Same here.